standard global deployments is quite an interesting thing that came up over build as well. It was sort of skimmed over a little bit also. In fact, my colleague had put the slide together because we couldn't find one on it. But it's kind of interesting for a couple of reasons. So first, when you deploy an Azure OpenAI model, at the moment you pick a region, right? And if that region is particularly heavily loaded and you're using the pay-as-you-go, not the provision throughput. If you're on provision throughput, that's a different thing. But if you're picking a region, you're on pay-as-you-go, you sort of have to hope and rely on the fact that, oh, hopefully, Australia is not too heavily loaded, or hopefully the US or wherever it might be, because there'll be higher latency for your request. So they'll just be slower because there's a lot more load on the models. With global standard, basically gives you a global endpoint for your model. It's only available with GPT-4 at the moment, but you can point at the global endpoint, and then Microsoft will dynamically load balance your request to the region with the lowest latency on the model. So basically the lowest load. And so you get that more kind of consistent throughput, better latency on your requests. And another big thing with this is you actually get higher quota. So for example, if we think about GPT-4, you can get, I think it's like 160 or 180,000 tokens per minute quota, which is pretty high. But with global standard, you can get up to 100 million. So that is pretty cool. And then it's obviously going to load balance that globally. Now, that's going to cost you a lot if you're actually using that max amount, because obviously tokens aren't free, but it does allow you to manage those kind of things at scale. So that's just something to keep in mind.